You know, there's something special about it that I can never quite put my finger on, but The Road to El Dorado is close to being my favourite animated film of all time. It's definitely my favourite DreamWorks animated film of all time, and it definitely deserves a live-action remake in light of how many animated films have been getting that treatment lately. Of course, it takes a special cast to put together such a film, so I've gone ahead and come up with just the thing. So as long as you get the right Tulio and Miguel, you're in the clear with this remake. There are two men who are smart enough to realise that Ray, if somebody asks you if you're a god, you say yes. Tulio is the more sensible of the pair. He has a bit of a way with the ladies and manages to quickly gain the affections of Chell in what is rather infamous as a clearly non-PG scene. I think we're going to throw all the star power we can into this half of the duo, so I'm bringing in Oscar Isaac. That's right, a man who's having a pretty good year in light of the final part of his Star Wars trilogy, being released in Rise of Skywalker, which, I mean, we'll see how it goes, but people are going to be talking about him. He's the Poe Dameron, you know, the sexy pilot man with no plan, absolutely no plan. Anyway, he's also just released The Addams Family, where he played Gomez, and that was great. It was really good. No, I can't do it. I'm sorry. It was awful, but he was fun. Next. So you've got the star power of the film in Tulio, and you can have a little bit more fun with Miguel, who is arguably the more comedic character of the two. He brings the kind of joy and wonder to the film. He's really the one wondering about El Dorado, going, wow, while Tulio's having sex with Chitin. So Miguel's just a really fun, lovable character, and I think I want Eric Christian Olsen for Miguel. He's best known as Marty Deeks in NCIS Los Angeles, but he's appeared in a series of fairly tragic comedy films where his skills shown off in over 200 episodes of NCIS are not utilised correctly, let's say. A bigger opportunity like this to play a character not dissimilar to Deeks, certainly, would really show the whole world that he doesn't deserve to be like the 6th most famous Olsen. Disclaimer, I don't actually think he's related to them. Next, and after that duo, you need your sneaky but sultry companion in crime, Chell, a character who I feel was fairly well empowered already in the original film, despite quickly becoming a love interest to Tulio and that. She was crafty and scheming in her own way, much like 3 other ladies I know, namely the Sand Snakes from Game of Thrones. They were rather mistreated, not really like their characters from the books in the show, but there is one of them who stuck out to me, and that is Rosabelle Laurenti Sellers. No, not just because of the scene where she took off her shirt and was really poisoning again. I mean, not just because of that. So she played the youngest Sand Snake, can't remember her name, Tien, and she is starring in the upcoming TV series Spides? It's not Spider, it's Spides. The intriguing thing about Chell is, despite seeming so sultry, she is still quite a young girl, I believe? Young woman, let's say. Yeah. But Rosabelle Laurenti Sellers pulled off that scene in Game of Thrones when she was just 19. So not only does she have a very nice set of, she also has a huge set of balls to be pulling that sort of thing off at such a young age. And she's still only 23 or so. She's young enough to play Chell, and she's really good. She's great. Not just... Next. Jekyll Khan. Really? Is that how... He's one of the main 2 villains of our piece. He's a mystical magic man and a leader within the community in El Dorado, so it's tricky to cast somebody who can come across so snivelling and obedient while scheming underneath, with such dark powers lurking inside. I think perhaps this is a job for one of the great villain actors of our generation, Javier Bardem. Skyfall, Pirates of the Caribbean, No Country for Old Men, Mother. No, wait, he wasn't the villain in Mother. The film was the villain. Yeah. Seriously, this guy spits out incredible, well-rounded villains for breakfast. He could do it in his sleep. So do it here. Like, he'd be so good. He's got an Oscar that says he's good at this kind of thing. Ironically, though, he is set to play Hernan Cortez in a miniseries next year, but we kind of have somebody else in mind for that role. Next, Cortez in Road to El Dorado isn't exactly the same size as he is historically. Normally, he's, well, a normal person. In Road to El Dorado, he appeared as this huge, hulking, silent figure. Huge, hulking, and silent? That sounds kind of like the Mountain from Game of Thrones. Was I watching Game of Thrones while writing this? Anyway, Halfbor Julius Bjornsson. That's not right, I'm sorry, I butchered that. The Mountain, the guy who played the Mountain in Game of Thrones. Yeah, the man is huge, and Cortez he's just... I can't remember quite if he's just completely silent in the film, but he's close. So, just play the Mountain, it's easy. You're done. Great. Good job. Next. And finally, we need a chief. Chief Tannenbach is a big guy with a big heart who welcomes the god into his community and sings along with no shirt but a giant smile. So how absolutely hilarious would it be to have Danny Trejo, do you pronounce it, Jay? Danny Trejo play him. Machete. He has a great history playing comedic roles because he looks like just the last person in the whole universe who would actually smile. So when he does, it's so funny. Chief Tannenbach is just kind of this like jolly fat, he's just Santa Claus for the whole film. So having someone like Trejo, who looks like he would just immediately murder you, just laughing and giggling along with them the whole film as this wise guy, it'd be so much fun. It's the ribbon on top of this glorious cast that would make the remake that we all want. Okay, well, maybe just me. I want it! Seriously, did they think it would be cool to have her coming up from that position where it was clear she'd just been sucking his... I mean... Tough to be a god. Happy times, friends.